3, 2, 1, and go. We are live. Welcome to the SmashLife Experience podcast. I am your host, Michael K. Hughes, and today is episode number 1. We're relaunching. So if you've followed in the past, you may have seen a few episodes, around 10 episodes. We did some flying solo, which was me sharing some thoughts, some ideas, and we also had some special guests on the show as well. I'm pleased to say that today we're actually we're relaunching with a special guest. I do also have to say that this has been a while in the making. The man is hard to track down, and I wanted to wait to speak to this guy because we have a long list of illustrious guests lined up. However, today's guest is who I would consider the Functional Fitness OG himself. He's also known as JayFit PT, Mr. James Muscart. Welcome.
I appreciate it, mate. What an intro that was. That was too much. Too much. I'm glad you're back, mate. That's super exciting. You're back, but you're back. You're up. You're running. You've got it out your head. We're moving. That's cool.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
Bringing the content to the people. Let them know what's going on in the world.
There we go. Love it. Love it. It's crazy, isn't it? You plan all these things to say, and then when you actually say it, only half of it comes out.
It's always the way, man. Like I said, we used to. It's not on anymore. You can put it to listen to some of it on Spotify and all that kind of nonsense, but it's not. We're not doing it anymore. So it's not a plug because we're not doing it. But we used to do a podcast a while ago, and it's yeah, you have all these things in your head you want to say, and then you get on that, you get live on air, and you start talking, and you go down rabbit holes. Me and you are terrible for it, to be fair. So yeah.
Like it. Like it. Listen, just before we get into it, I just want to prep up with a few things. So, first of all, thank you very much for coming on the show. Appreciate your time. Yes.
No problem.
If to the listeners, if you already know me and or Jay, you know that this could get quite fast paced. I even had to remind myself when I was speaking then, slow down. Yeah. I'm not even
slow down.
Yeah. So there's no issues with having to go to like 2 times speed to listen. If anything, if we get going, they might have to put it on 0.5, slow it down.
Can you slow it down? Yeah, we might have to work that one out. Let us know. Drop a comment. Drop us a message. Let Mike know if you had any issues understanding us. We can always I don't know. Next time, I'm sure we'll do this again. Next time we'll try and be even slower.
Like it. Listen, I think I said to you just before we were on air, I started writing some notes for the show, and it's like 5 episodes worth. So let's today kind of keep it sort of top line. I'm going to ask you some, not rapid fire, but let's keep it top line, and
I'll try.
Yeah, I know. We'll see what sort of feedback we get. See what bits people like, and then next time maybe we can go a bit deeper. And the third thing I was going to say before that was there's probably going to be quite a bit of name dropping in here. Yeah, from both of us. Yeah, but that's by design. So, and that leads on to the next bit. Like the purpose of this series of the SmashLife Experience podcast is functional fitness is exploding, especially in the UK, but globally now. I don't know if you saw that they just announced today 4 HYROX events for Australia.
Amazing, mate. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
There's so much going on in the functional space, and I'm loving it. It's my world right now, and I'm just loving all that different stuff going on.
Let me hold that thought. Perfect. So the purpose of today is if you've not yet heard of HYROX, I mean, where have you been? Or what have you been
living
doing?
Under a rock.
Under a rock. So is for people that are new to HYROX to understand it. Now, we don't need to go too much into the details about what it's about. People can find that online, hyrox.com, HYROX Instagram. Go and do your research. But for new people to understand, for people that are already in and already got the surfboards ready for the tidal wave, to give them a bit of insight. And that's where some of I say name dropping. What I mean is we're going to talk a little bit about some people that are doing well and some stars, that kind of stuff. So it gives people a bit of ammunition to go and do some research. And then the third purpose of today is an intro into Mr. JayFit. And let's begin there. Give us a quick overview. I mean, I could probably start it off with how we got connected. It was back. It was 2022, so it was last year, and it was Summer Strive at Forders.
Oh my God. Do you know what's so weird? I was actually going to say the underground train station, and then I completely forgot for a second about Strive for a second. I was one of many, wasn't it? But that wasn't. Yeah, you're right. That was the first
That's the
one.
first one. This is a bit of a compliment, by the way. I love this story. Is like 3 days out from the competition, and we needed like one extra person, one extra person for Team Forders. And there was like it was like Steve Hands, it was Chris, forgotten his surname. There was the big man Tom Heath. There was Mickey
Tom,
Stevens. There was me, and then there was one missing. Anyway,
it was an empty space.
an empty space. I think I put a thing out on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and one of my friends from university, Dr. John Mulphy, he reached out and said, "Do you know this guy?"
That's so wild as well.
No,
Just like that connection's so random because I don't know John that well.
no, no, no.
Like it's just like so strange. I was thinking, I was thinking there for a second about, oh, Darren must have put me in from Forders. I thought Darren must have said something. How did I end up being on Mike's team? How did that happen?
Yeah.
No, it was John. That's so weird. This is like, if do you know what? This is the prime example of SmashLife. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole, right? But this is the whole point of this thing, from what I can tell. You've got to say yes to opportunities. And
Like,
John came to me, and I don't know John that well. It ended up in a message on like Facebook Messenger, and I
yeah,
don't even check Facebook.
yeah.
Like it doesn't Facebook anymore. Well, ended up in a message on Facebook, and I was like, all right, yeah. I was like, well, I don't really know. I fired a few messages back and forth randomly, and then it was like next minute, you had my number. We were talking, and it was like I was like, let's do it. Like, I'll come down. It'll be fun. It's functional fitness. It's something to do. I'm gonna work really hard, and then that was it. And now we've done all the competition, done all kinds of stuff. We've been together doing bits, and like just like the community is massive. And
Yeah.
that only happened because of randomly checked the Facebook Messenger message, but actually because I said yeah. I think that's part of the point. Like you've got to get involved.
Love that. Love that. Hold that thought for later as well. I think that's a great philosophy, a life philosophy. Say yes to opportunities. The point on that story though was I remember calling you and be like, "Hiya mate, you okay?" It's like a random scouser, like, "All right, mate, yeah, what's happening?" And I'm like, "Look, we've got this fitness event." I was like, he's like, "Yeah, I'm in." I was like, "No, it's gonna be hard, you know." He's like, "Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, but what time? Where do I meet?" I was like, "No, did you understand what this is going to be?" He's like, "Yeah, I've done those before." I was thinking, "Who is this?" I was like, "Who is this guy?" Do you know what I mean? Turn up, the first time we've ever met each other is at Forders. It's like, "Oh, Jay,
Yeah,
yeah, Mike, oh, nice to meet you." And then
yeah.
the rest
Let's
is
do it.
the rest is history. Give us a quick overview. I mean, I think I sent you a message the other day, didn't I? So it was like Summer Strive. I think we won
You
that
knew
one.
more than me. I can't remember half the stuff, the nonsense that I've been part of. I just gotta clarify. We did meet that day. We did turn up randomly, and we also won it. So
Yeah, we also
let's just
won
make
that.
sure that's clear. We were a random cobbled together team, and we came on and we crushed.
There we go.
But
There we go.
what have I done? I've done
Champions.
Spartan OCR stuff. I've done tough mudders. Loads of HYROX events. Now, I was there with the very first one in the UK a couple of
Really?
years ago.
Yeah.
Um, my background is actually triathlon. I was actually
There you
like
go.
Ironman distance, sprint distance, competed at like a national level. Um,
You've done a couple of full Ironmans.
done four full Ironmans. I've done
Full.
a couple of ultra marathons up to the 100K. What's that?
What's the
Oh,
100K
return
you've done?
games, national fitness games. I've probably done it.
What you say you've done 100K?
100K, yeah.
Which one?
No, I just ran it. Literally, so
Oh,
up and down. I just went out and ran it.
it wasn't an event. You just went and ran 100K.
No, I just went and
Oh,
ran it 100K.
how long?
Yeah,
What's the time?
it took me about 12 and a half hours.
Wow. Is that it?
It
Wow.
was, honestly, it was probably harder than an Ironman.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just all the time on your feet. Like, you just, the
Wow.
whole time, your feet were like, oh, what is this?
Wow.
It was tough. I had loads of support. Like, loads of friends came down randomly, like, bits
Yeah.
of like the day. Like, someone
Yeah.
would come down and run like a 5K with me. And then, like, there's a bit, one guy came down, wasn't much of a runner, came down, ended up running a marathon with me, first marathon. Like, it's
Wow.
because, it's 100K, it's only slow, but you just kept running, you just kept jogging.
Where
Um,
was it? Where was it?
what was, if you know Liverpool at all,
Is that Liverpool?
Liverpool, mate. I ran up and down the waterfront.
You ran up and down the waterfront.
Just ran up and down the waterfront.
How many times?
I started at the big Red Bull,
Yeah.
at the on the prom. ran
Yeah.
5 kilometers one way, turned around, ran 5 kilometers back for
Wow.
100K. I got
Wow.
to 90, roughly like 96 kilometers, and my Garmin, my watch was low battery. But I
Wow.
knew exactly where I needed to get back because obviously I've done 5K back, 5K the whole way. But
Yeah.
tell you what, that last 4K was the fastest 4K of the day because I
Yeah.
wanted to see the 100. And even though I knew where the 100K mark was, I
Yeah.
wanted to see me watch tick over to the 100K. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, that like last 4K, I was like sprinting down. I mean, if it felt like a sprint at that point, it was, I
Yeah.
don't know, probably super slow still. But
Yeah.
it was like
Very
I was
much.
put my foot down because I thought, oh my God, imagine if you watch dies. Like, and I don't get to say actually 100% no, I hit the 100. So I made it. I hit the 100. It's recorded. It's on Garmin. It was like, all right.
Wow.
So I've done all these crazy things, and like I've done the shorter distance too and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Where I've like competed at like sprint distance stuff and all that. So I've had a go. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Wow. Wow. I want to ask more questions, but I think let's save that for another time. We'll have a deep dive into like your actual career. Yeah, you'll have to have a think and get everything down on a piece of paper. Like every single event you've done, that is wow.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've done a lot of different things, and I
yeah,
do love the functional fitness space and all that. I know ultramarathon's not functional fitness, but it all ties in, right? Because it comes across, and HYROX has a good amount of running in there. You
yeah,
end up running on tired legs and all this kind of stuff. So it's cool. It's cool to have tried it and to had a go and met some amazing people along the road doing it.
yeah. Love it, love it. Just on that point is when you say met some amazing people along the way. I always remember that first time that we met at Ford, as you said before we even started. You were like, "Oh, this is great." This you said one of the best things about this whole community, this whole scene, is it is the community. It's the people you meet along the way. Everyone's just trying to
Love it, mate.
push themselves, push each other, inspire each other. It's brilliant.
I think it's so cool. You just get to meet so many like different ways of life. I just think you've got like CEOs in the room, like they're doing like movements, and you've got I don't know people who are coming out of work trying to find work in the room, try doing movements. You know what I mean, you've got the extremes of the world that don't care at that moment. Nobody cares at all that
Yeah,
you're trying to find work or that you're the big boss and you drive a Bentley. Nobody cares at that moment. It's like
yeah,
who can pick that bar up and move it quicker.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
all that matters. And it's like it's a great leveler. It's a great place to turn around and no, but and there's never any judgment. There's never any like, oh well, I'm the CEO. It's just like everyone's like fist pumper, like enjoying it, having a great time, enjoying themselves, and it's just like everyone's there supporting each other, cheering each other on at the end if you haven't finished. And I just think like, where else did you get that? Like where else did you get like people coming together and just having a blast and like working really hard, achieving something, but having a blast.
Love
And
it.
Ford have a great system set up like that because it's such a good
Yeah,
such a good place to go for those kind of sessions because it's so big as well. So they have so many people turning up, and Darren has no messing around. The guy who owns that, he has, he really he has a good group around him. So it's always a pleasure to go down places like that, and just I've met people there and they've gone to other events and seen them there, and like you end up spending like half a day with them, and you're
yeah,
like, I only know to come forward. I've only been like twice or whatever it was at the point. So, I mean, I've been 20, 50 times now, but it's like you end up just connecting with people and having these like great relationships where there's just someone always somewhere.
yeah. There you go. Let me just jump in there very quickly. Is the day after the first summer strive last year? I believe you actually like. I was struggling the next day, as I think a lot of people were. I think you drove down to London. Was that National Fitness
Oh, I
Games?
did, yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah. So we done that.
summer
That
strive
was
as a
on.
warm up, ready for the next day.
Oh, I think it was more about I just double booked myself. So I'd done like the Strive on the Saturday, say, and then it was National Fitness Games on the Sunday. So I finished Strive and I had to pretty much I had to get me first place podium finish.
That's it.
I had to get me I
The
had to get me
trophy.
trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to get me trophy and then get in the car quick and carry on. Because um it was National Fitness Games down in London on the next day. So we've done all right. I think we got second on that. We've done all
Second,
right on that.
yeah, I remember. I
Yeah.
remember. Listen, I've got loads to get through here. So let's power through it. No, love it so far. Great stuff. A couple of other bits then. Yeah, UTS Xmas Games. Who was your partner in that one that you won?
No, some guy was holding me back. He was
Oh, 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 quick shout out to the guys there, to Neil Parsley, Paul Robbo, put on a great little event.
Yeah, that was a brilliant event. I don't know if they are because I'm not there. I hope they're doing it again. That was a
Yeah,
brilliant event. It was
yeah,
really ran well as well.
there
Like
you
it was so
go.
random, but it was a great event. The
Yeah,
great team in that place. The UTS Underground Training Station.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not there now, but I mean, if I was there, I definitely, me and you should definitely jump back in and do that again. If I was there and it was still going, I don't know if it is. It could
Yeah,
be. I
yeah.
hope it is. But they had a good squad, and those guys train hard.
They've just been down at Athex, I think. So I don't think they're doing it this year.
I've
But
done that too. That was good.
yeah. Oh, there you go, another one. Listen, let me just reel off a few of these. UTS Xmas Games and Neil Parsley. I think I mentioned this to you last time. He is like a really high level strength and conditioning coach. Worked with like
Yes.
Team GB, Olympic Taekwondo. I think did 2 or 3 Olympic cycles. The GB wrestlers. Then he went to England Rugby Union, worked with them. I think it was the 2015 World Cup. And he's currently working with like Man City football and I think the England under 18s, 19s national squad. Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
So
And he's also a really nice guy and like super humble. No, he is though, isn't he? Like he's not walking around with a chip on his shoulder like I do all this. Like he's like so approachable. So you wouldn't even know. I had no idea how good of a like coach athlete, that what his background was. And he was just super like, this is amazing. Like just wanted to be involved in it. So I really appreciate that. You do meet people who are like almost too good to have that conversation.
humble. There we go. And the other one I wanted to give a shout out from that Christmas games was the second place was Adam Corlett, Mr. Ian Rowley,
Uh,
and then obviously that
Adam's a champion.
into a great relationship. Yeah, Adam.
Yeah.
See, in fact, actually, I bumped into you at Ace Performance at his gym. You
Yeah.
did Sim, didn't you? What was that? Was that just before the Worlds, I think?
I think it was just I think it was just before Manchester last year, but Manchester as in the one in January, so the one coming up. So it was must have been pretty much
No,
around now.
can't have been
Um,
because he only opened at the end of March.
oh,
Must
so
have
it was the World's one.
been. Yeah, must have been.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, because they were in the same venue, were they? Okay, so it must have been the World's one.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he's Adam's a hell of an athlete, and from what I can tell, a great coach too. So like that's a great facility, and it's also a really nice facility that he's got there.
Nice facility. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good setup.
His
So
size contains the energy well, you know.
yeah. But he's got all the kit, hasn't he? Like, and if you it's one of those like we went down and we shot a video in there,
Yeah.
and it was like a great little
Pop
session.
that in the comments, maybe.
Got that in the comments. You want to check out the JFit PT YouTube. It's
There
got
we
all the stuff is there. All this
go.
content is there. It's already there for you guys.
All the
Tells you
content.
how to do all this functional stuff. It's just there, sitting for you, ready to click.
Good man. Listen, a couple more quick ones because this list is long. Bumped into you at the HYROX World Championships, which was in Manchester last year. Great
I
event.
won.
Yeah, there
Great
we
event.
go.
Yeah, they've done it really well.
Then I believe you had some sort of event the next day, or was it the following week?
No, it was the next day. Yeah.
Got married
Well, we flew to Italy the next day.
the
Yeah.
next day. Yeah,
So we went to the after party right after the event. We went to the after party.
yeah.
We were there until half two, 3 in the morning,
Well,
kind of
yeah,
idea. In the after, but we were having a blast and we were
yeah,
having one too many drinks, and then we jumped in a taxi. Like I don't know even how we got home. Really got home at like some stupid o'clock in the morning, and
yeah.
then from Manchester, we had a taxi from Manchester to Liverpool. We like just like, and then went to bed for like 2 hours maybe. Got up, grabbed our cases, and flew to Italy the next day.
Wow.
I touched down in Italy, landed on the plane, and went. I forgot my shirt for the wedding.
Oh no, did you?
It was just like, did you? I was like, you know that thing where you're like, you're still asleep, we'd only had like 2 hours sleep. I'd packed everything, but first,
Oh,
I didn't
no.
want to get it creased, so I left it out. And then like I rang me best man. I was like, any chance you can go to my house before you come? And he
Ah,
was like, he went to the house, got the shirt and brought it back. So shout out to you,
ah,
Chino nailed that one because I was wrecked. So that was a great day.
who was that? Who was the best man?
Chino.
Chino. Shout out.
Um, Shout out to Chino. You saved the wedding.
There we go. There we go. And then following that, you've moved to Canada, I believe.
I'm now in Canada full
Yeah.
time, yeah. So
Okay.
I flew over here. That was October. Flew over in October. I've been here a couple of months now. So that's yeah, I'm living here. So and actually I'm talking to HYROX about bringing HYROX to Canada. So
Are they
it's
not
not
coming?
confirmed, but we're hoping it's going to be here soon. I'm
Oh,
going to push that functional train over here too.
yeah, there we go. Flying the flag. So they've not done a Toronto yet, no?
But yeah, not in Canada yet. We've got
Oh, wow.
there's New York's like an hour and a half away of playing, like
Yeah.
maybe less. Chicago's not far, so they're pretty much Canadians are just flying over the border
Got
to
it.
compete because plenty of Canadians compete. They just
Yeah.
haven't got one here yet. So hopefully next year.
Oh, man. So you're the Functional Fitness OG in the
I'm
UK.
I'm,
And now you're expanding out to
I'm
Canada.
expanding, and the UK doesn't need me anymore for events. They've got so
Look,
many
there we
events. They're
go.
selling them out in like seconds. So you know what? I'll start flying the flag over here instead. Get people on board.
Good lad. Love that. Love that. And then the final one, in fact, not the final one. Had you moved to Canada by Summer Strive this year? Team
No,
builder
I've done something.
when Hunter was there.
No, I was on the team with Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you haven't moved to Canada yet. That was
No. I was like,
wedding.
that was
Yeah.
just before. So I went to Canada like 2 weeks after that. So I was like trying to work out how we fit everything in. So it was like, but yeah,
Didn't
me,
know if you
Bob
flown back,
Hogan,
especially
Hunter.
for Summer Strive.
This year.
No, last year I didn't know. No, this year.
No.
Um,
I was still there. I was still there. I mean, I probably should have been at Summer Strive. I probably should have been packing up my house and getting ready to leave. But I was at Summer Strive, and yeah, that was a hell of a team.
a bit of a super team, wasn't it? Give us a quick
It was a
rundown.
bit of a
Who was in
super
there?
team. Yeah, we had Tom Hogan, um, Hunter McIntyre, the champ himself. We had Bo Willis. Um, we had Tony. I can't remember that one. Tony. I can't pronounce
The
Tony's
two
surname.
twins. I think. Did you say it was the two twins?
No.
No,
Um,
one of them's a twin.
Tony, and then you're thinking of um, oh my God. Oh, Bo and Jordan. They're not twins.
No, twins. No.
Jordan was on our team the year before. So
Who's
yeah,
Jordan?
that
What's his surname?
hold on.
Putting you on the spot. Okay, we should
I
have done.
I, I, I can't remember.
Move on.
Um,
Move on.
but
Anyway,
yeah,
it was a
well,
super
it
team.
was a super team. Every one of those lads is
Fantastic.
like just like unbelievable, and they're all like sub 60 minute HYROX guys.
Wow.
They're all just like elite 15 level. I mean, they're on that cusp of some of them are in it, some of them are just on the edge of it, being pushed out, being pushed back in, back out, back in. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like the times change. So like they're all like that kind of level. And then it's me hanging on, trying to be like trying to
Ah,
play with the big boys. So
but
it was cool.
boom. Love it. And then I think the final question I was going to say regarding the journey of the last sort of year, 18 months. What's this? Well, it was a private joke, but let's make it public. Heard you work at JD. What's it like
But no
working
more.
at JD?
No, don't work there anymore. Um,
Not working there.
yeah, no,
Tells the
yeah.
story in a nutshell. Quick one.
I just had someone. I was doing like I don't know. I suppose marketing for JDs, and like I was an ambassador for them, and they wanted me to like promote stuff on Instagram and things like that. So and like I had a code so people could get in for like £5 for a month or whatever it was. And then just literally because I was there all the time, so because I'm there so much, and then I was posting so much content for them, people kept messaging me being like, "What's it like working at JD?" And can you tell me what the hours are for this gym in JD? And I was like, mate, like this all different. I'm like, I don't work there. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not getting any money. I'm not getting paid. I'm like,
Well,
I just got a free gym membership, and like I just probably and because I worked out there and I filmed all my content, and then they used some of it.
yeah.
Like it was like people just assumed I worked
Just
there,
the
and
coming.
I'm also because I was in the gym all the time. It was just
The coming.
like oh, it was stupid. But Joe,
Right.
JG, especially the one I worked. I was going to say it myself, especially the one I worked in, the one in Belle Vale, in Liverpool,
Brainwashed.
Belle Vale. Great space.
Good man, good man. Go on. Well, I think that's a great little overview of the last sort of 18 months in the world of JFit, and touched on a few events there. And love to another time deep dive on some of the events and some of your past history as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'd be great to come back on and go into one or two of those events, and if the listeners, is there anything in particular that you've heard there out of those events, UTS, Turf Games, Summer Strive, any of them, National Fitness Games, HYROX, DEKA Fit, if there's any of these events that you want to hear more about, and understand a little bit more about, or how to train for, have those conversations. Let Mike know what you want to hear, and we can come back on and actually have a bit more of a deep dive and try and answer some of those questions for you.
Yeah, perfect.
Ultra marathons, anything stupid. Like, have a think, and if you've heard anything that jump out, well, answer them.
There you go. I just want to remind you that was only part one. We're not done yet. Got two more parts to
Oh,
go.
go,
That's
go, go, go.
get you going. Go on. So, to be fair, I was thinking this next bit is aimed more specifically at somebody that's new to HYROX, so they've not yet done an event. They've heard of the name HYROX. People generally say it's HYDROX because
Yeah, it's not.
the D gets put in there. Yeah. I propose we do this in like a you go I go format. Oh, there's
Go.
our 10 minute. There's our 10-minute timer. A you go I go format, meaning that if you give us like a quick overview and anything I can add in there, I'll add in. Just it's got to be a nutshell because there's a few questions here. Yeah.
Go on.
For someone that's new to HYROX, what is HYROX?
It's a functional fitness event. It consists of 8 kilometers of running, and in between each kilometer, you do a functional fitness movement. It's always the same. It never changes. You can Google it, and it will come up and tell you exactly what the movements are, what the weights are. You can break them into different divisions, pro, weight. So it's just a little bit heavier. It doesn't mean you're professional. It just means it's a bit heavier. There's open, so it's a bit lighter. There's female, there's male. There's all different divisions. There's teams, the doubles, and that's HYROX. 8 kilometers of running, loads of different things in between.
Beautiful. Love it. I'll add in there when people say to me, what is it? I say it's a bit like CrossFit, but there's more running and no barbells. That gives people an idea. They usually go, okay, I understand.
Yeah. It's a lot safer than CrossFit. I like CrossFit. I think it's a great place for it, but CrossFit is complicated in the sense of you do snatch, bar, all these different barbell movements, or even like the gymnastics side of it. None of it. I always say to people, I could get my mum to do this. As I'm like, she's like, it's nothing in there is complicated to do. She couldn't do it. It'd take it forever. But she could actually, you know what I mean? Like anyone can push a sled. There's no like complexity to it.
Beautiful. Like it. In a nutshell, who is it perfect for? What type of person?
Anyone just starting a fitness journey. Like I think the whole concept of HYROX was developed to bring everyone into sports and get it's the sport of fitness. If you go to the gym and you like working out and training, it gives you an opportunity to then use some of that fitness and training and just almost have a target and drive it towards one thing in particular instead of just going to the gym and just there's a great thing to be said for just going to the gym, but having another target and something in the date in the diary is an opportunity to be like, oh, hone that craft, push a little bit further to get something a bit more specific.
Yeah, agreed. And as an add-on to that, like you say, I find a lot of people are a bit not lost, but a bit sort of bored. They train just to stay healthy, stay fit, but really, they secretly, they might not even know it yet, but they need a bit of a challenge. They need some sort of a test.
Yep.
A lot of people are a bit like, oh yeah, it looks good. And then once they actually get into it, they're like, wow, I love this. Because once you start challenging yourself, pushing yourself, it activates that sort of, that inner athlete inside, doesn't it?
Of course it does. And it's one of those things, if you see YouTube it or Google it, you will see you'll see a lot of guys running around, and well, you'll see a lot of guys running around topless, and the highlights are generally like people with six packs or big massive muscles, and they look great. I'm like, do not be afraid. Like there were so many people there who take hours and hours to complete this thing, and it's just there to they're going to set a baseline. They're going to come back and they're going to try it again, and they've done it in 2.5 hours. Next time they're going to try and do it in 2 hours and 20 minutes, and nobody cares. They go off at different times, different waves. Nobody knows what wave you're on, what lap you're on. Nobody's interested. We're all there just trying to do our own thing. So if you remotely tempted it, most people are already training for it and don't realize because it's just functional. It's like go and have a couple, jump in, sign up, and just see what you think because it's an amazing event.
Yeah, love it. And then to add to that, I guess that's the inclusive side of it. On the other end, for like I think I put the Rocks Life podcast had Jamie Peacock, former England Rugby League, Great Britain Rugby League, bit of a legend in the sport, really. He did, I think, Birmingham. So he was on the podcast. And I shared it and I said, who's next out of the rugby league community? The current former pros. Tagged about 20 guys in it. So I'd love to see some of those current and former rugby guys. Also, some of the MMA guys. Obviously, the MMA guys might not be as good at running, but some of the lads from Liverpool, Dean Garnett, Danny Roberts, Chris Fishgold, some of the lads from Manchester. Here's where the name dropping comes. Kane Musa, Lerone Murphy. It'd be brilliant to see
them in.
Top level
it would be
guys.
And it's been so interesting to see so many people come from a professional level of sports and a different sport and attack this and try and do it. And some have been successful and some have not. And it's like it doesn't matter. They're just there to have a go. And it's like that it didn't make any difference. There was no money on the line. It's just there people that are just there for fitness. So
Yeah,
it's like,
it's a
cool.
test.
It's nice to see
Yeah.
how they get on.
Ultimate test of
Yeah,
fitness.
ultimate
Everything.
test.
There you go. There you go. I'll answer this one myself. Is how best should people get started? Just book an event. Just get an event booked. Don't worry about the training. Just get it booked and then figure everything else out after. Is
100%. As soon
10
as you,
still
as soon as
working?
you,
The code
what's that?
JFit 10 for 10% off.
No, I don't think they're doing codes anymore, mate. They don't need to, is the honest answer. So yeah, they're selling out within 24 hours. So if you see an event, you like the look of it, book on and then
Get
YouTube
booked.
JFit PT, and it'll tell you exactly how to do a HYROX.
There we go. Last couple. I think we're on 4 minutes to go. So this is for people that are already into HYROX. This is just for a bit of insight, give people something to think about, a bit of fuel for the fire. How quick can Hunter McIntyre go?
His current world record is about 53 minutes, which is insane.
Yeah.
He's just broke that. That was a couple of weeks ago, man. I think Stockholm. Yeah, 53
Yeah.
minutes. It's
Yeah.
just bonkers.
How quick can he go? Can he go quicker? That's what I'm saying. How quick do you think
Oh, I think he thinks he can go 52.
52?
Um,
Crazy.
but I mean, who knows? Like, and he'd be hard to push 53. But if he thinks he can do it, then I'm not someone to write him off.
Crazy. He's just built different. His height, his weight, his background, his history, his
Yeah,
mindset. He's
yeah.
just got it all. He's got it all, that man. Couple of others other than Hunter. Who's like the top three? Do you think who could maybe challenge him?
Who could challenge him? You've got,
Quick fire answer.
yeah, you've got Alex
Bronchevich.
Alex Ronkovic. You've got Ryan Kent. Um,
And yeah,
and they're your top two, I would say. But then there are multiple others like Tim Venish, Michael Sandbach. There are a lot of other people in and around that. Even Bo just ran a 57, I think 56 maybe. There
yeah,
are many people around that. You know around that area who could push. And I'll be honest, we won't go into it, but that's just the men. There were so many dominating females that are like that race is incredible to watch. The women's race is bonkers right now because they're all just like
yeah,
killing each other.
yeah. Crazy, crazy. And then I've got a couple of shout outs. You may know some different ones. Who do you fancy maybe to be pushing the Elite 15? Any names that you can throw out there for people to watch out for?
And no, Joe, there's too many people on too many different courses right now for me to actually be able to make a good guess. There's a lot of lads who think are capable of it to be in and around, but the way the sport is right now, last year it was like if you could be close to 61, 62 minutes, you
Yeah,
had a chance. Now it's kind of moved from like 59 to like 58. And like it does become, I know it's standardized the sport, but it does kind of become about which wind there is, which way the wind's blowing on the day for like course direction and like all this kind of like nonsense of like granular level of who's going to be quick enough to on the day on an event on a specific course. So it's so hard to pick. But if you've got a couple of people you think, I mean, Adam's always going to be in around that mix, right? He's such a good athlete, but he's the only one off the top of my head I can think could be there. But there's so many, mate. There's so many people that are pushing that limit right now.
let me jump in a couple of names. I mean, I may be biased because these are guys that I know or train with or have trained with. It will be Adam Corlett, definitely name to watch. There's a lad from Wigan, Mark Dean. He's just been
I
out in.
know Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mark's phenomenal. He's just done 60 something low, very low, and he had a nightmare on the wall balls at the end.
coffee was. Yeah,
Yeah, and and he had a nightmare on the wall balls. It just didn't go well for him. Wasn't his day on that. So he's definitely a sub 60 guy. It's whether or not at 59's got to cut it these days, but
listen,
he's capable.
we've got the last minute. I'm going to throw a couple of names out there. There's a guy called Lewis Overend. He's not yet done a pro, but he just missed out on a sub 60, his first ever HYROX. So if your first ever HYROX is, I think it was 12 seconds over. So there's one.
Nice.
There's a guy living out in Dubai, Mickey Stevens. He's got massive potential, former rugby player, pro rugby player. And a young lad, this is more future, in the gym where I work. And Angus Chain, he's only 18, he's not done one yet, but his attitude, his focus in years to come could be, he could do something. Listen, I like to always finish with James Muscart, what is your number one top tip to smash life?
Say yes to things. Get involved.
There we go. Boom. Short and sweet. Love it. We've run out of time. So, Jay,
Thanks, guys.
very much.
Pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. A quick outro.
We'll do it again.
We'll do it again. Quick outro. Everybody listening, I hope you feel inspired. If you are inspired, please share it so we can inspire more people. Comment below, feedback. We'd love to hear your feedback.